Three-hour presentation here at Cal State, and to have the chance of being able to have you join us and be a part of this next generation of sensing the passion that they have and the feel they have for music. To have you here, 40 years.
40 years in August.
And you have performed and been MVP.
Stevie Wonders.
That in itself is an incredible accomplishment as you continue to
It's a blessing. It's a blessing that you do this as long as that. I mean, you know, and the whole thing, I was telling some guys in the back, that one thing that's most incredible about it, that his catalog is so big, he can play a song he hadn't played in 20 years. Ain't too many artists can do that, can go back and play a song from 20 years ago that you haven't did on the road in 20 years. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And he'll come up and play it, and you got to know it. So it's amazing. His catalog is so vast that it's like a learning experience. And I want to thank you guys for having me here. I appreciate it.
It is totally an honor. You know, to me, Stevie Wonder is like Mozart. You know,
that's something we kind of call him the Black Mozart a couple of times. But y'all didn't know Mozart was black. You didn't know that.
I say that because, you know, did the people realize when they were living in the time of Mozart, that they realized they were living in the time of greatness? And I ask the people today, do you realize that by living in the time of Stevie Wonder, do you realize that you're living in the time of greatness, that a name that what he has given to us and to the world, the culture of the world, this powerful message that when we're all long gone, there will still be the music of Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, still be, like I like to say, I'm in the stone. I'm in the stone. I'm in the stone. And one thing that's been so different between Mozart, if he had, excuse me, had social media, he'd have been known well too. But Steve does, you know, videos and everything. He's a great guy. Detroit was about a mile away from Motown, so music was part of the whole neighborhood. You had to play something, you had to do something. And during the time in Detroit, they had public schools where you can get instruments. I mean, that's inner city schools now, you can't find instruments or anything now. But we were blessed, and our parents worked at the factory. My father worked at GM, and a lot of other parents went at Fords and different things, so they were able to get us instruments. And that was very rare in the 60s. Just because Detroit was the highest manual played labor in the world. So I played trumpet from 5th to high school, all the way through high school. Tried to play football, blew out my knee, went back to trumpet. But other than that, I just always loved music, man. I mean, you know, actually me and the guy I was talking about, Ray Parker and Ollie Brown, we had a band in elementary. We got written up. We created our own song. And this was, I think, was 8 years old or something like that. And we created our song, got written up in Detroit News about it. That's because we had a good teacher, Mr. Banner.
Even though you met a lot of bass players and you learned from them, you were still self-taught.
Yeah, downstairs in the basement with the record player and me and my aunt.
And you played the music.
I played the music, trying to learn the records from the records. Actually, when I auditioned with Steve, he said, I want you to learn a couple of songs from the album. I went down the basement for 2 days before I left there. And then tried to learn as much as stuff. Because, you know, I knew some of the stuff, but a lot of stuff I didn't know.
So you figured it out by just hearing the songs?
Yeah,
and playing?
yeah. I had a great ear. That's what, I mean, you know, I had a good ear. And I didn't know I had it until I came here. Because when I auditioned with Steve, there was other bass players there. When I came back and went to LA, and there was other bass players that was way ahead of me. I mean, way ahead of me. And I said, well, I can't fail. And the only reason that I think, maybe because I could play a little bit, but the only reason I really think I got the gig, because I was determined. I was determined to get this. I'm not going back. I'm not going. If I had got that gig, I'd have been sweeping floors in LA. I was not going back to Detroit. Okay. And one thing that made the difference between me and other bass players is that I can hear. Steve don't write no charts. You know what I mean? You know right? I mean, no, but he can't write braille charts. He got braille charts. He ain't gonna write out no charts. So when he said blah 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 blah, I was the person who killed it every time. That's what made the difference.
So what do you figure, is that something developed?
I think it developed, and I think it was good. I actually think most musicians, that everybody's, it's a gift from God. I don't care, God, Allah, whoever you are. You hear melodies and you hear tunes in your head all the time. You just give them a gift from God and gone crazy.
What was it like? I mean, I had the chance at one of the NAMM shows to meet Stevie Wonder, shake his hand, and just to say thank you. I mean, a legend like that, other than just saying thanks, you have and you continue to inspire me. What was it like when you first met him and you started working with him?
Oh man, you cannot imagine this. Okay, I'm 21 years old. I'm 20 years old. Okay, we had did one song. I'm in New York at the Hit Factory. I walk in the studio with him, and we got a drummer named Greg Brown. And I walk in, Stevie's in there, and he said, we're going to do a song called Ass. And I looked at Steve, and then I looked over the corner, and it was Herbie Hancock. So I'm sitting there with the Wonder and the Wizard at the same time. Okay? Wonder and the Wizard at the same time. I like that. Man, I tried to play my best I ever played in my life. I didn't put a feel on it, but yeah, I mean, just to meet him personally when I first met him, it was cool. It was just cool. It was just like we were supposed to be together. I don't know. I guess that's why I'm still here after 40 years. You know, but it was like this is Steve. This is Stevie Wonder. Yeah. But it was incredible. It was incredible. You know what I'm saying?
And how was it? My gosh, I had read someplace that during the songs with Key Life, he threw away like 50 songs.
Oh yeah. I know I played on at least 6 of my songs got on there, and I think I played on at least 30 to 40 songs during that time, from the years from 74 to 76.
The amount of hits that he has had and the touring and the pace that he's had, he's still extremely active.
We just came from South America. We did Argentina, Chile, and Brazil.
Incredible.
Yeah, that was
And then the Grammys.
and then he just did the Grammy last night with Dash Funk.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I'm mad. But it's okay. He's Stevie Wonder. He can do what he want to do.
Yeah. So South America, what are the crowds like in South America?
Oh man, it was great. It was great. They were loving it. It was great. I mean, it was It was great.
Do that again.
No, I won't.
Give me that music.
I just realized I'm on camera.
You danced